Take a seat, take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? So, mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams, we're early endlessly. Oh, see, bulls and bears and fantasy, every post's a prophecy. It's nothing make a beat. If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Go scroll me. One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a chart in crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23. Trust the vibes, ignore the spreadsheet. If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy? Slow with me. Is it signal? Is it noise? Are we traders? Are we toys? Every candle, every coin is a cult you can join. Go with me, let the chaos be our key. Read the mood like it's a map to some great mystery. You'll see faith and doubt in harmony. I'm all into, I'm set free.
In one day, in one same tweet.
If you want to know if folks are brave or out of time, if they're quietly convicted or have simply lost their minds, then my friend, you found the perfect place to start this stream. So scroll with me.
GM, or as I should say in the proper language of the times, G-Scroll. G-Scroll to all who celebrate, including Vanglog in the chat and ZB. ZB throwing down the absolutely musical doodle face, things we love to see, and Vanglog hitting us with the G-Scroll. So good morning, GM. Sorry, this past week's been kind of crazy. Yesterday with the holiday and the week before that, I was in Las Vegas for the licensing expo. But, none of that matters anymore. We're back. We are so back, as they say. And, just glad to be scrolling the timeline with y'all. For those who don't know, my name is Dude Lifts. This is Scroll With Me. This is where it's exactly what it sounds like, to be honest, where we get together and we scroll the timeline together. We try to understand the vibes. I got a little late start today because I had to grab this Fuji Apple Spindrift. You know what I mean? And those are the rules. I don't make them. I just follow them. But glad to be scrolling the timeline today. Going to be a bit of a quick one. Let's see here. Let's go begin to scroll the timeline. Let's see here. Okay, so we got digital here in the chat saying, join us for the next Azuki TCG local in NYC. Dude, they're like crushing these. I feel like I see one of these every week. Maybe that's like part of the go-to-market. Maybe you just have to do this kind of stuff. So very cool. Very cool to see. I don't know. I'm very excited about the Azuki TCG. I honestly need to get some. I was cracking some Putchy Vibes packs in when I get back home from Miami. Tons of fun. All right. The buyers swapping this time have a lot more money than the buyers swapping hype last time. Nice. So funny. Wow. The beaks are straight over 0.23. That's what they say. That's what they say. Do I have first come, first serve? Yes. Is it probably sold out? Probably already. Likely sold out. But shout out to Rainbow Alpha. Shout out to FXCO for at least getting the spots. That's what I'm talking about. 50 Miladies or 73 ETH. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. What am I supposed to say? If I say anything, the Miladies are going to be like Milady in my comments. You know what I mean? Let's keep going here. Every day, someone vibe codes a new app that has never existed before. Publish my first app, a compass that points to the nearest liquor store. Sorry, I thought for some reason I thought it said minerals. I don't know why I thought minerals. Maybe it's that old horseshoe crab meme that we require more minerals. Dude, my timeline is all kinds of funky because this weekend was just, it was like basketball. It was the Pope putting out his AI encyclical. So my timeline is all kinds of weird, and then you got orangey vibe coding. It's like, dude, I just need to like some NFT stuff. I don't even know if this is NFT, Klaynos, NFT, Solana, inverse bra chart. We'll just like that, and we'll just give a little refresh. We'll see if that tunes our timeline here. Let's see here. Good friend of mine saw mega threads and thought the bottom was in. He didn't even know about the fluffle unlock in 3 days. What an idiot. Wait, I don't even know what that means. That's hilarious. Wait, ZB says, what about Vespine gas? Dude, I have no idea what Vespine gas. Wait, is that the thing in Orange County? I hope not. Dude, I've been loosely tracking that, one of the many situations that you have to monitor these days. But yeah, for those who don't know, there's a tank of gas in Orange County that has been reaching like a critical mass and is about to explode or crack or something. We don't really know what's going to happen, but they had to evacuate like 50,000 people. So, this is what I was talking with Mrs. Doolifts about. I was like, that's the crazy thing, is that you don't realize, like, in your local town, what weird shit. CB says StarCraft, not actually, but I learned something new. Yeah, like, you don't realize what's going on in your hometown. You know what I mean? It's like there's just like in Orange County, they were just chilling, having a good time, and some rocket research lab has some tank full of insane gas that if it was to leak would be absolutely catastrophic to the local environment. And it happened, you know? And I remember I had a buddy of mine, whose dad, this is way back in the day, he worked in the kind of oil and gas industry. I don't know why this is related, but he lived in Philly, and there was this train, and he was like, he saw the train goes by, and he looks at me, he goes like, they don't know. I was like, what do you mean they don't know? He's like, that train's full of nuclear waste. It's like heading through downtown Philadelphia or something like that. He's like, nobody can know like what's on that train or something, like, because it's like a target for a dirty bomb or some shit like that. Because it's like kind of and don't quote me on this, obviously, you know what I mean? This is secondhand, but it was just like the most absurd thing is like this train full of nuclear waste is going through like a major downtown metropolitan area. And it's like, that's the shit that happens in our lives every day. And we don't know. We would never know unless it leaks. And I guess that's true for all these trains that like derail, and like the train carrying insane material leaks, falls over, and local economy is ruined for all time. All right, let's keep going here. Passport getting acquired for 424 million. Don't know what Passport is, but good name. What is this? Wolf Swap. Wolfage has new contestants. Dude, the Lazy Lions enter the let's see. Oh my gosh. So we get Cuzzo says, loving the stream. We need to get our boy Varun back in the trenches. Yes. I actually just had a call with Varun a couple weeks ago. Love Varun. And he's cooking on some great stuff with Wi-Fi Labs. So to make sure to check that out. Red Bull says, what's the best combo with Red Bull? Red Bull. There we go. There we go. Oh, dude, we have a WWDC coming up. Can we all just take a moment of silence to, hope and pray that they announce the M5 Mac Pro, Mac Studio, whatever it's called. because all of us running local AI need it. We need it. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's going to change the game. It's going to change the game. But we'll see. We'll see. I made Snake, but the only way to move is by playing guitar chords. Yeah, this is the things. These are the things that we need to. These are the things that we need to see. See ZB in the chat putting out some energy with the sparkles emoji and the apples. That's the kind of incantations we need to bring about the M5 Max. That's what we need. Yes, Kazos says we need more power. Absolutely. The M4 is not nearly enough. I actually got super, not jealous and not even envious, because that would be, it was almost like I'm happy for you, bro. Is there a word for that? Like, I'm envious of you, but also happy for you. Like, there's no negativity. I'll elaborate. So Ko Chang, who I followed for a long time, great dude. Fairly certain he holds some Grill Doodles, and he posted a screenshot of his Exo Labs setup, which Exo Labs allows you to stitch multiple computers together to create one essentially computer GPU to run local AI. And so he had 4 512 gigabytes of RAM. I'm assuming M4 Max Studios. And that is the most elite tier setup that you can get, basically. It doesn't get more elite than that. Like 1.5 terabytes, or what is it? Or is that 2 terabytes? I think that's 2 terabytes of RAM, which is absurd. And so I was like, what are you running? He's like, Kimi 2.6. And I was like, dude, running Kimi 2.6 at home locally is just essentially unlimited. It's essentially God mode. Like, it's just so, but that setup's also retail, covetous appreciation. That's what ZB says in the chat. Covetous appreciation. Damn. That's real. That's real talk right there. But yeah, that setup retail would be like $40,000 maybe, but now you just can't buy 512 gigabyte Max. Like, they just don't exist. Covetous appreciation or grudging admiration, says ZB, and I agree with both. But yeah, crazy. So that setup is just S tier. It's somehow even above S tier, if that's possible. Yo, I saw, yeah, this gentleman posted this morning about pulling this card, saying that the buyback offer sponsored their trip to Japan. And that's just things we love to see. Things we love to see. BZ, there's something meta about BZ sponsoring trips to Japan. All right. What if every payday your money just went exactly where you wanted it? Direct deposit is live on Coinbase. Is that automatically split your pay into cash and crypto every payday with 0 trading fees? Interesting. I honestly would have assumed direct deposit has been live on Coinbase for like 5 years, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I finally found it, the DS store. Like, not Nintendo DS, I'm assuming. Let's see. Oh, dude, can we? Let me get a sip of coffee for this. The Ferrari Luce. Let's talk about it. So the Ferrari Luce, I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh my God, so terrible. Like, just fucking internet weirdo. But the part I did tweet about this, and I never do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show my own tweets here because I need you all to know. So I tweeted about how here it is. Here's the Ferrari Luce, and here's the Lucid. So Lucid is made here in Arizona, right? And Luce sounds like Lucid. So that's a thing. But I'm just like, look at them. I don't know. Maybe they're just both white. I don't know. But I'm like, I mean, I know that most cars these days kind of like drift towards looking the same. But I'm like, oh, look at them. I don't know. In the name, Lucid, it's like, hey, come on. Okay. Okay, we've got Chris Matter here. I actually glanced this article, but I need to do a deep dive. He says all agents will inevitably operate on chain. Stablecoins will power payments, NFTs will power agent identity and subscriptions. Agent tool registry brings us one step closer to this being reality. Yeah, it's interesting. I've been chatting with folks about, and I like how they put the stack here because a lot of people were doing this kind of like agent identity and verification. But what I don't want us to do is fall into the trap of building only the wrong thing. I know that's the weird way to put it. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like, well, for example, NFTs debuted, in a major way, major way, obviously before this, but like let's say 2021. And it was like, and like their access to these clubs, there were no clubs. So it's like from that point, we can have these agent identity and verification layers, but what does it matter? Right. And they talk about like access to tools. I'm not 100% sold on there being value in bespoke agents having access to tools and they're being gated by NFTs. I'm like, ah, I don't know. I I would say the bull case for it is that it solves the randomness problem in that if all agents are the same, then they all achieve the same results, and then there's no like discrepancy amongst them, and there's no variation in the market for different tools. But my problem is like with how quickly I feel like I feel like these skills or tools are going to become commoditized. Like if I say like, "Hey, I want to do this thing," like this concept of on-demand software, like will my Claude in whatever be able to just write whatever skill you have? Like is your code going to be so unique and bespoke that it has to be gated behind an NFT or can mine just copy your shit? That's where I'm like I'm not entirely sure. I mean, maybe you get like closed source, like not open source algorithms. So then it's actually kind of weird. It's like kind of moving away from probably where we should be, which is like open source. And it's, but maybe there, yeah, I don't know. It's like, so then there's value in uniqueness of different algorithms and things like that. And like, I don't know. I'm just not 100% sold. Um, because it feels like the whole kind of movement right now behind AI is that it's all democratized, that I can just literally take your tweet where you talk about your app, put it into my Claude and copy it. And so that's where it's like, is there value in having these bespoke, unique skills when they could just be copied? Maybe this is just a right click save argument and I'm a fucking smooth brain. I don't know. Um, but it feels like we're missing something here. I don't know. But I know some of the brightest minds in the world are looking at it. So American Airlines to install Starlink for the fast Wi-Fi. Yes. Thank God. I needed this. I needed this, bro. I needed this. I felt so bad. I'm an American Airlines diehard guy. You know what I mean? I'm fully integrated in the ecosystem. And then I see United over here with the Starlink, and I've got my shit ass Wi-Fi. It's free. I'll give them that. But it's shit. So yeah, gotta love it. Gotta get my Starlink. Amazing. Amazing. The Pump Fun app just got bigger. Introducing frictionless multi-chain trading. Trade Ethereum, base BNB, and more in Pump. Is that real? Um, CB says, I like how you fight your own argument with being humble. And I'm like, I hold that opinion about the agents things very loosely. It's like Chris is extremely intelligent. All the people building these protocols are extremely intelligent. But that's where sometimes there can actually be an issue. I know that sounds weird, but it's like I've talked to folks and they're like, yes, I built this thing and it solves this one, part of the stack and part of the problem. But because the whole stack isn't built and it may never be like, I don't know, there's just so like there's such nuance to it. But it seems like they're thinking about it in the right way. They're thinking about the stack. So alas. So okay, so Pump Fun app, you can trade all this other stuff. So is Pump Fun going after FOMO with this? Maybe. I didn't realize that it was Solana exclusive. I mean, it's kind of like inferred, obviously, but yeah, it looks like you can do everything now. Cool. That's sweet. Pokey card pad. let's give a little refresh, maybe one final tweet before we get the 9 a.m. meeting. You know the vibes. Well, certainly he was not on my bingo card of seeing a big pic of 6529 on my LinkedIn feed today. Yeah, no way. That's funny. All right, gang. It is 9 a.m. And maybe last but not least, we've got unknown.eth, formerly known as 8270, planning on making it to Miami for an unofficial Doodles meetup, things we love to see. But it is Tuesday, May 26th. My name is Dude Lifts. This has been Scroll With Me. I will be back tomorrow morning. We'll scroll the timeline for a little bit longer. Until then, I'll see you on the timeline.